What's up, world renowned family? Neil Oates Jr. here. Welcome to the 2-6. I am your host. We have a very special guest with us, my nephew, Mr. Jerome McDougle. Say what's up to the people, sir.
How you doing? How you doing?
All right, so Jerome, just so you know, hopefully we have repeat listeners. They know what's going on. 26 minutes of uninterrupted interview, unedited, all the all the good, bad, the ugly they're going to get. You ready to rock and roll, sir?
Yeah.
All right, so just to begin, Jerome McDougle, besides everything else that he is, overall great dude, but most importantly, a Christian man, husband, father, and just a little bit crazy and quirky. So we're just going to roll right into it. So who is the most influential person in your life and why?
My dad, and basically just being able for him to model what it means to be a man, and just really everything that I know, everything that I live by now is from him, and he set a tremendous foundation for me, and helped catapult me into this crazy world.
Okay, so we're already going to get sidetracked, right? Because I gave you a list of questions, and so I hope I have your permission to go off script a bit. But so you say your dad, but what I know is that family is big and really important to you. And part of that is the McDougle Family Foundation, right? So could you just tell the audience a little bit about what the McDougle Family Foundation is, and how it came about, and where you see it going, not only this year but in the future?
Well, the McDougle Family Foundation is a foundation that my brother and I started. My brother being Stockton McDougle, we were two first-round picks in the NFL draft, and we're brothers. And we found that it was a little hard to be able to give back and do everything that we wanted to do, just giving out of our pockets. So we say, let's try to find a way that we can continue to give back, but that it'll be effective for everyone. So we we started a foundation, and through our foundation, we've been able to do so much, working with, hundreds and thousands of kids in South Florida, helping them with sports-related activities, academic help, mentoring, tutoring, just everything. And we partner with the city of Deerfield. We partner with Broward County Athletic Association, the Miami Dolphins. We partner with so many different people just to be able to positively affect, kids in this community, the community that we were born and raised in.
No, you say you guys found that it was difficult to do what you wanted to just out of your pockets. Now, as I guess a lay person or someone from the outside looking in, it's so easy for us. Think about just the general landscape of the world today. So when we see a first-round draft pick or a professional athlete or a celebrity, we always think, well, why aren't they giving more? Why aren't they doing more? But there are some challenges in that, right? When you, as Jerome McDougle, the man, the individual, there are some challenges in where you put your money. How do you do it so it benefits you and the other side as well, correct?
Yeah, it's a challenge because what people think is that you have a money tree in the back of your yard. The reality is that I do have a family, that I do have a wife, I do have financial responsibilities. So you can't just throw money at everything, and then you don't want to do that. I think it's the old adage that says, if you give someone a fish, they can eat for one day, but if you teach them how to fish, they can eat forever. So we do financial literacy, trying to help people learn how to be smarter with their money and use their money. Those are some of the programs we do. But we had to learn pretty quickly that we weren't just going to be able to just keep dropping money every time we wanted to do a program. I mean, you have sponsors, you have people who are willing to give to your cause, and we wanted to be smart with our money, and so we could be effective, because after a while your money will run out. So you want to be effective, and you want to be able to have some longevity, and not for it to be temporal.
Okay, so I know that you are big in the lives of kids and, just youth all across South Florida and across the state, probably even the country in the coming weeks, months, and years. But I want to ask you, you're over 18 now, right? So you had some life experience since then, right? If you could go back and if you right now could look at 18-year-old Jerome, what would you tell yourself?
So I thought about that, and that was a great question. And I would say guard your relationships. Guard the people who you have around you and your circle, and just tighten up the reins, because I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I made a lot of mistakes in investing. I made a lot of mistakes in lives and relationships, and just would tell him just to guard those things. Look, I wouldn't change anything that I went through, because I wouldn't be the man that I am today. But I would just say, hey, it's gonna get tough. Hang in there, you'll make it. But guard those relationships that you have. The ones that are good and you feel that are valuable, tighten them up. And the ones that mean good, cut bait, and you'll be better off going down the line.
So when you said you wouldn't change anything that you went through, that reminds me of a quote that I heard when I was in Jacksonville last week. It said, if I had life to do over again, I would make the same mistakes, only sooner. Right, so that goes back to, I know a lot of people say, well, I would change this and that, and I know that's the sentiment that I share. Now, since I'm here interviewing you, and this is a treat for me to be able to interview you, because you're one of the people that I enjoy being around, but I also think that you have something that I wanted people to get out and to know about you, and to see you as a positive influence. So if you could interview any one person, now not me, because I know you want to interview me, but that's not that's not on the billet right now. So if you could interview one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Probably be my grandma. So obviously people would think about someone famous or along those lines, but it would be my grandma, because my grandma passed when I was a young age, and but she really set the foundation for my family, and just everything that we know and everything we hold dear to, and even life, man. And just to sit down and just talk to her and just really get more understanding about the family, about life, about everything that she went through, man, and just to help me to be able to help other people. And that was just my feeling. I was just like, who better else than Big Mom, and everybody has a Big Mom, and being able to help me to really understand what she went through, and I wouldn't make the same mistakes, and also to strengthen me as a man, strengthen me as a black man here in this world.
So it's funny that you say that, because you said everyone had a Big Mom. Crazy enough, I don't think my relationship or my interaction with my grandparents was so small. They all passed when I was super, super young, right? So I never got that experience. So what I found myself doing is now circling myself and surrounding myself with people who are taking on that grandparent role, right? Because I feel like everyone needs that bit of wisdom to impart into their lives. But what we see now is a shift and a change in I guess what we would call I guess values. So how much of that do you attribute to a lack of something, whether it's a parental figure on mom and dad, or a strong family head figure, whether it's grandma, granddad, and they're not here? How much do you think that has to play in?
It's huge. It's tremendous, because when you think about today's society, it's a microwave society. People don't really hold true to that old adage where you respect your elders, and you listen to what your parents say. A lot of kids, man, they run the parents. And you don't have that discipline.
Hold on. Is it like that in the McDougle household? Because I know. How many kids do you have, Jerome?
4.
Okay, so you and Mama at the house, and the 4 against you guys, right? So I'm sure the kids are running the McDougle household, right?
Nah. So in our house, man, we live by Christian principles, and that's respecting your mother, respecting your father, and honoring them in their position, even though you might not agree with it. You still honor them in their position, but yeah, it's not like that in today's society. The authority figures are not really honored, and whether you agree with what people do or what they say or what they think, you're supposed to honor them in their position. God, let God handle them. You do what you're supposed to do, and that's how I live. And my grandma, and how she raised everyone that was around her, that's a testament to her and her life and her living.
Now, I want to say, you talking about honoring, the leaders and who are placed above you. So going from, high school football. So what we find from those who have been coached, right, from high school to college to professional, I'm sure there were times where you may not have liked your leader, whether it's a coach or,
Sure.
a position coach. What did honor look like when you were dealing with them? Because I know that there were times when you knew more than someone else, right? What does it look like? Is that just keeping your mouth shut, instead of blurting out and saying you're stupid, you don't know what's going on, or doing your job in spite of? I mean, so what for you? Let's talk about just with your coaches. What did honor look like in that aspect?
So doing your job. I mean, even though you might not agree on what the person in charge or the authority is saying, you still do your job. So just a quick example, Coach Andy Reid, love Coach Andy Reid, is a player's coach, and he was my coach when I played with the Philadelphia Eagles. But a real guy shoots straight from the hip. If he's gonna cut you, he's gonna tell you, look in your face, and then ask you if you need help with moving your family or doing anything with moving. Real good guy, and he's an easy guy to honor. Quite the opposite with Coach Tom Coughlin. Not so easy to honor, but you still respected him in his position, and you did your job. You respected him just as much as I respected him, just as much as I respected Andy, and that's just part of being a professional. And I think that's a lost art in today's society, with just doing what you're supposed to do in spite of your relationship or how you feel about someone.
Now, I'm glad you said that, because you said it was easy for you to respect, Tom just as much as Andy. But I believe, doesn't it say more about the individual than the person that should be honored? Because I know, for instance, my friends, we are just like you, where we're like, okay, well, we're going to give them respect, but then we'll see others, well, I don't have to respect them because they didn't deserve it, right? I don't have to honor them because they didn't deserve it. So I just want to give a shout out to you. That says a lot about you and the character that you have and the values that you hold. So we're going to pivot just a bit, guys. I wanted to remind you, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure that you guys do that. You're going to have lots of 2-6 interviews just like this one here. And if you guys want to, make sure that you check out the McDougle Family Foundation, so you can get plugged in with the brothers to, just push, continue to push and move things forward as we go along. So what is the best piece of advice that you have ever received?
From my mom. She basically told me just to live by Christian principles, and just again being as honest as possible. I didn't always use and live by Christian principles. Being in college and hanging out and doing those things that that I probably shouldn't have been doing, but still living by Christian principles. And I really believe that has helped me get through this life, and not only get through this life, be able to be successful in life, just because I live by those Christian principles.
Okay. All right. Good stuff there. So now we're going to get deep for a moment. So when we all know, well, I hope everyone knows, well, you and I, we believe that we have a finite amount of time here on this earth, right? So when you're dead and gone, and Jerome McDougle,
no longer
the
here,
man,
not dead, no longer here.
So you want to say no longer here?
Yeah.
Hey, Jerome said, man, I ain't gonna die. I'm just no longer gonna be here. So when you're no longer here, sir, what do you want said about Jerome McDougle?
So basically, you know, just thinking about that, I really want people to say that I positively affect the lives of young people. And I really feel like young people are a very influential and important part of society. These are the people who are going to be running the country and running this America, you know, in the next 10 to 20 years. So I want to positively affect them, and I want people to say, hey, that guy was conduit for change, and he helped young people to reach their goals and their dreams and what they aspire to be. He helped them to think outside the box and to be better. I really want that to be a lasting legacy for myself and through my foundation.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. So now, next one that we have here, there are going to be, so we did mention that you have the McDougle Family Foundation, that you've played in the NFL. I guess you guys had some success at the University of Miami, right? You guys had some success.
It's hard to hide that hate, man.
No, I'm asking questions.
Yeah, we had a little bit. Yeah, we had a little bit of success.
So while you were there, what was one of the successes that you guys had while you were?
2 national championships.
Oh, okay, yeah. So 2 national championships. You played in the NFL, first round draft pick, and I build all that up to say to lead into this next question. What are some of the things that you are most proud of in life?
So really a couple things that came to mind when I thought about that is, you know, I have had a lot of success in my lifetime, but really, man, my wife and my kids. My wife and my kids,
Wait,
man.
Stop that right there. That's huge, because I had a feeling, and I wanted to build up, you know, what you've done on the field, right? Because when we think of success, we're looking at, or what we're proud of, oh, he's national champion, 2-time national champion, he's been in the league. But to hear you say your wife and kid, I had a feeling you were going to say that, but why?
I mean, really, man, when you sit back and you think about it, and I'm Christian. I don't know who listens, but you know, I'm Christian, so I live and I speak and I think through Christian principles and through what I learned through the life of Christ. But really, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm truly blessed to have a wife and 4 healthy kids, man, that love me and that are striving to be the best that they can be. And man, it's an honor. It's an honor for me to raise those kids and enjoy my wife and live with my wife and do life with her. It's a blessing, man. And when you think about other people who might not have those same sentiments, but you know, so that's, I mean, I'm just super proud of it. It might be hard for people to understand that, but you know, I'm a proud husband and a proud father.
All right, so I just want to, so we talked about the teams, like, so you're a team guy, right? You've been on teams your entire life, but what is it like to have that team of husband and wife? See, like, what is that like? You know, cause I feel the same way. Like, you know my wife, and people will say that, man, you and your wife, y'all are up to something. Like, I know you always like, man, y'all are thick as thieves, right? So what is it like to have that team, and what does it mean to you as a man to have that partner, to have that teammate to do life with?
So it's huge, and it's a joy to be able to have someone that you could do life with, and knowing that she's putting 50% and you're putting 50%, and together you guys make up this wonderful marriage and this wonderful partnership. And man, it's an honor, man. I mean, some people might not be able to say the same things, but it makes life easy, man, when you know you have someone who has your back and that you'll be okay. You'll be okay because, you know, you guys are riding together, and whatever happens, it's going to happen with the both of you, and you guys are going to get through it. So it makes it easy.
All right, so we're going to come back to a question that I have, but we're going to skip down to one, since we're talking about family. And as a black man living in America, I do want to just touch this one first. So what are some of the most important things you want to teach your boys? So you have 2 boys and 2 girls.
Mm-hmm.
So first, what are some of the most important things that you want to teach your young men, I should say?
So what I teach my boys are, and it's different between boys and girls, and sometimes people are just like, well, you should treat them the same, and the reality is it's not the same for boys and girls, especially being an African American in this culture. So what I teach my boys is really to say what you mean and mean what you say, and really to stick to your word and be honest, and demand respect, and also to give respect. And because I'm telling them that people read how you are, and really feed off your energy. So if you spewing out negativity, and you're lying, and you're sneaking around, and you're doing all those things, then expect that same energy coming back to you. Expect that same thing coming back. So I just tell them, man, be a man of your word. If you say you're gonna do something, do it, even if it's gonna hurt you, even if you lose money. I mean, that's a part of the lesson, and the life lessons. The blessing is in the lesson. You can use that if you want. The blessing is in the lesson. I got
permission. I can use it.
Yeah, the blessing is in the lesson, and so I just want them to be led by my example. So that's why it's important as men that we can't say one thing out of our mouth and be doing something else, because I'm telling them, no, look at me, see how I do it. Now, if I start messing up, then you say, hey, I'm following you messing up. So I want to make sure that when I tell them something, even if it's going to hurt me, I got to do what I say.
All right. And now, what about your daughters, man?
With my daughters, I just really tell them to look and see how I treat my wife.
Wow.
Look and see how a man should treat a woman, and don't expect less. Like, don't demand the highest. Demand for honor, and for them to treat you like you should be treated. They say chivalry is dead, and I treat my daughters like little princesses, and I want them to know what it is to be loved on by a man, and not to be roughed up and treated badly, and accept that and think that it's okay. So I want them to see what I'm doing with my wife, and say, hey, that's what it looks like to for a man, how a man's supposed to treat a woman.
Awesome stuff, man. All right, so now we're going to circle back to, we talked about what you're proud of, and so I'm not going to talk about what you're not proud of, but what are some missteps along the way that you've made in life, and then what did you learn from those? So you don't have to go into full detail, because I know one of the missteps that you made was meeting me and continuing to hang out with me, and you're like, man, I learned that you got to be more careful of who you invited to relationships. Guard your relationship. See, if you had listened to your advice at 18 years old, you would know me right now. You'd be in a better place probably. Yeah. But what are some of the missteps that you've made, or some of just the lessons that you've learned from some missteps?
So, just the same thing we talking about, just the people who you surround yourself with. Also, considering godly and wise counsel. Sometimes, and it's tough when you're in your early 20s, and you come into a lot of money, and especially when you come from not having a lot. So it's a challenge to manage that and do the right thing. So probably learning how to consult godly counsel, and bouncing things off of people to see what they think, and patience, man, that's a huge thing, man. I had to learn with 4 kids, man. I had to learn that pretty quick, and I'm still learning that. Just being patient, and endurance, man. Endurance, because in this life you have those ups and downs, and you have those things that sometimes you just have to endure them, and in that enduring, you get stronger from it. Okay, got it.
So now I know that as an athlete, with injuries and all this stuff, but then also as a man, you faced, we talked about life being fair, right? So I was like, your fair share. So I believe that you face an unfair share of adversity, right? But for I know your personality, you're like, well, hey, I dealt with it. It came my way. What am I going to do? Complain, right? So you've dealt with a fair share of adversity in your life. What keeps you to this day just, okay, I've hit this bump, but I'm going to keep going? What makes Jerome McDougle, man, father, husband, former athlete? Well, no, I guess you're still an athlete, just not a professional athlete, right? What keeps you waking up and going every day and not giving up, not laying down, not throwing in the towel?
So, it might seem like funny, but the strength of God, man, just really leaning on Him, even when maybe I wasn't living the best Christian life. Even then, just the prayers of people, when me having that Christian foundation, knowing that that God is with me, even when maybe I turn my back on Him, and just that strength, man, and through that, the responsibility to help others. So that kind of keeps me going, like, that's that thing that energizes you, and saying, man, you have your life, but think about all these whole group of people who need guidance, who needs direction, and all these young people that if I don't do my job and my responsibility in talking to them and helping them, they won't make it. So that's a huge motivator for me.
Okay. All right. So now let me go ahead, and it is time. You've made. Oh, let me ask you. So you've been successful with a lot of things in life. More successes than failures, or it appears. I know that's not always the case from the inside out, but from the outside looking in. What do you attribute much of your success to?
Balance, and when I just thought about that question, I say, man, you just got to be even keel, and can't get too high, can't get too low, because life happens, right? We just be honest about it. Life happens. You have some really, really, really good times, and things that you should celebrate and you should get excited for. But sometimes you have some losses, man. You have some things that happen, and you kind of down in the dumps a little bit. So you got to be able to have that balance, and I talked to you about it too. You can't just work yourself into the ground and have no downtime and
Right.
not be able to enjoy life. That's not how God set it up. We're supposed to enjoy people, enjoy life, the abundant life. And so just having that balance, man, being able to enjoy your success, but also understanding that your failures are learning opportunities.
All right, good stuff. All right, so all the heavy lifting is done. Now it's time to have some fun. He's over here giving me the I'm done, wrap it up.
Yeah, man.
All right, so now we've got a rapid fire series of questions. He's looking at me as if I just said something bad about his grandma, but because he's looking at me like I'm crazy. But all right, so now this is just a rapid fire set of questions where we just want honest, quick answers. All right, you ready, sir?
I think, yes.
All right. Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite food?
Turkey.
Turkey. Favorite
Fried turkey.
Fried turkey. Okay, fried turkey. Favorite cereal?
Frosted Mini Wheats.
Come on, man. Frosted Mini Wheats.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
No. Frosted Mini Wheats is
Cinnamon
fine.
Toast Crunch. It's a tie.
I just thought that you would be like Frosted Flakes or something like with sugar in it.
No, if Frosted Mini Wheats and Cinnamon Toast Crunch was hanging off a cliff, I'd probably say Frosted Mini Wheats. Be honest with you.
Frosted Mini Wheats. All right. Favorite superhero?
Ooh, I had a few of those. That's tough to separate those guys.
One favorite. All right.
Come back to it.
All right, come back to it. All right, what's the next one right here? Favorite holiday?
Again, I'm a fan of Christmas, but I also love Thanksgiving. So I'll say Thanksgiving.
Is it the food or the family and the gathering? Which is
Both.
Come on, man, you're killing me.
I definitely love the food, but so much to be thankful for throughout the years, throughout the year, and also with family getting together. So it's a mosh posh. It's a mixture of the two.
Okay, one talent that you don't have that you wish you did.
Speaking Spanish.
You don't speak Spanish?
Un poquito.
Okay, so are we going to do this, our next interview, are we going to do it in Spanish?
I've been trying, man. That Spanish is tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. I took Spanish in high school, in college, after college. You know, I took Spanish, man. Rosetta Stone. I mean, that Spanish is tough, especially if you don't submerge yourself in the culture and speaking Spanish constantly. You know, it's tough to do it.
Okay, so what is one thing that people don't know about you? One thing that people don't know about you?
Probably that I'm funny.
Who says you're funny?
A lot of people.
Man, I'm talking people that aren't on your payroll say you're funny.
So a skeleton walks into a bar. He asks a bartender, "Let me get a beer and a mop." Skeleton, beer, mop. It's gonna splash right through him. Yeah. You'll get it later. Think about it.
All right, so he is not funny. So we've established that he is not funny. All right, let's go back to our question. Favorite superhero?
Incredible Hulk.
Why?
I like how he balances his anger with, we talked about balance with his normalcy, you know, and that he can turn it on if he needs to, but, you know, kind of a cool guy until you get him angry.
All right, nickname that the family has for you.
I ain't about to tell America.
Come on, man. What's a nickname that the family has for you?
They call me Jerry.
Jerry. All right, so that's it from Jerry. Wait, am I allowed to call you Jerry?
No, that's what I wasn't going to say.
Oh, man. So, guys, that is this episode of the 2-6 with national champion football player, professional NFL football player, Jerome McDougle, husband, father, overall amazing man, my nephew, Christian. Check out the McDougle Family Foundation for you guys to support them and all they're doing to just change and impact the lives of South Florida's youth. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel here where you'll find this video. And until next time, I love you guys. In case you haven't heard it, I don't know what you're going through, but everyone has something. So if you ever need to hear I love you, make sure you just reach out to me. I'll be glad to tell you, and I will mean it sincerely. But until next time, don't be average. Be world renowned. Peace.